Hey team, it's Belinda. Some of you who know me, I had the portion of Conscious Coupling. I actually loved it. It was led by Mike Patillo and his wife Tiffany Patillo, and they had a panel of four different couples who have been in the business for quite some time. And I loved it because I feel that a lot of us want the support of our spouse when we start this, or our boyfriends or our significant other. And a lot of times we feel that we don't have it, or it just seems to be a big frustration. You don't see eye to eye. He doesn't understand, whatever it is. And then we go on Facebook and we follow our leaders and we look at, the Mahars, the Duns, and it seems like, gosh, they got it put together. This is great. I wish we can do that. But you don't see the behind the scenes. And, everybody has behind the scenes. It doesn't get there perfectly, and it's never really perfect, but it doesn't get there overnight. And I loved it because they got to share little tidbits of their experience that can help us all now in the future in just about any place in our journey as we continue with the business. So I have a couple of different tips that they had shared, starting with basically the role. If your spouse is very supportive and he's like, I'll help you, let's do this, let's do that, or, what do you need? A lot of times we just kind of expect them to do certain things. And when we're super busy because we're so passionate, like all we think about is, we're going to do rap parties, we're going to talk to this person, we're going to do this. But we have a home, a household, so many things to do. And we expect our spouse to do certain things. I think that can create frustration between you both. I like the way they say you kind of have to define what those roles are going to be, what what they can help you with. If that means, if you're a full-time couple, that means that you're going to be able to take care of the kids and the schooling and the house while I go out and I do the rap parties and all of that. Or you can, share the responsibilities. But I think the point of it is that should be defined. It can't be, which leads me into my second one, an expectation without you communicating about it. In that one sentence, I basically told you everything that they've said. Communication is key. And a lot of times we don't communicate. We kind of think that they understand the business like we do, or they see the vision like we do, and they don't. They don't. They may in the future. They may from the get-go, but that's not always the case. And if it's not, then a lot of communication has to happen because this business can really take a lot of us. And if you're, full-time working parents, household, running the business, that's a lot. And a lot can be pushed to the side, and that can pile up and become really frustrating for both of you. Men like the paycheck and they see it, but we also have to kind of create a little balance. It doesn't always work that way at the beginning, but with time it can. So I love that, she said, have patience. Sometimes your spouse may not know how he fits into the business. I think if I was to be honest, and look back and listen to what my husband's been telling me, I think that's what it is. He works full time. He's 100% behind me, but he's trying to figure out where he fits. He helps. He sends me leads all the time, brings people to the house. I mean, he's doing stuff. And here I am on the other side having all of these expectations. Well, you said you were going to be in it all the way. Well, why aren't you doing this and this and that? And I don't realize that it's not the same for him as it is for me. And we have to kind of step back too and say, well, what is that? What is it they need to figure out, and be patient and let them do that as you continue to work the business, and realize that we can't expect from them what we think they should be doing or what we think they would be good at. I think my husband would be great on stage talking. I know it. I hope he is one day, but you know what? He may not want to do that, and that's okay. He may just want to come with me and support me and be at the meetings. Like I believe one of the Mike Patillo said, if that's what he wants to do, then that's great. Have him come, smile, connect, communicate with your team, but he doesn't have to be doing everything. He doesn't have to be you times two if that's not what he wants to do. Another thing that I really loved was we all want to rewire our spouses. And for a man, sometimes that means, retire? That means I'm quitting and I'm not doing nothing. I'm going, like Mike said, to the golf course, or I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And in our head, we're like, no. You're going to be rapping people. We're going to have rap parties. We're going to do this and that and that. All comes back to the same thing. You have to communicate. You have to stop expecting certain things. Just get rid of your expectations and be patient with each other. You'll figure it out as it goes along. But that won't happen if you don't communicate and speak to each other. If there's things that you would like him to do, you need to verbalize those, and you need to talk. And he needs to also talk with you about what you think he'll be able to do. And you guys can come to an agreement. So I really hope that this helped you. I know it helped me a lot. There's a few things. I need to let go of expectations and embrace patience. And just be happy that he's supportive at all.